link because I don't know if I feel like we just ditched people. I don't know if
You're
they.
so embarrassing.
How am I embarrassing? You're embarrassing.
No, disconnect it.
No one's in it still. Hi everybody. I should just do a live where I don't send anyone the link and I just talk to myself. That'd be crazy. Just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna message it to myself.
What is this?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hi, Nikki. I'm so sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Hi, Angel. I feel like a horrible.
Not impressed.
What? You're not impressed?
No.
Not impressed. What are we talking about? Angel, I was just trying to do my first podcast live where it's horizontal, it's not vertical, so it's like higher quality. I was trying to use my camera, trying to use my microphone, and I just utterly failed. And I don't know. I guess I should have done this to.
We tested it and it was fine.
I don't know. I think like once you do it, like 2 or 3 times, it's probably just second Nate, like the H3 podcast, I'm sure they just go on and it's just fine. But I can't believe, I really wanted to do it with the camera all good, everything all great, because I wanted to do the whole I think this topic is cursed. Let me just point that out. I think this topic, we've recorded this one video. We've tried recording this one video, I don't know how many times.
4 times.
4. This is probably the 4th.
This is the 4th.
This is the 4th time that we've been trying to record this video. We got 66 people here. Okay, bish. Let's go. I'm so sorry, everyone. Whoever was waiting for the other videos. Oh, you broke my stand. So my arm
broke itself.
So now, okay, so you have an iPhone, right? Or a phone or whatever. You what did you just say? Sorry, I just got jumbled up there.
Here.
Oh, you broke it?
Yes.
It's fine now? Okay.
Well, no, this is a different one.
How'd you get another one?
Come on, doesn't matter.
Okay, come on. Oh, we got 121 babies in here. Don't leave. You know you don't want to leave, baby.
Don't do that.
Why?
We are doing
is that too much? Why?
Keep going.
Okay, sorry. Gotta stay on track, everybody. Gotta stay on track. What are we doing? Are we doing the video or no? Because it's cursed. It's cursed.
No,
I think that no one wants us to talk about it. I think the ghosts of something doesn't want us.
We've tried doing this video how many times? Hundreds.
What is happening here? Why is my algorithm bringing me here? Because you want to join. Oh, 200 people in the. Hey! What? Can I not dance?
You can dance, but...
That's going to get people to say. What's going to get people to... You think getting people... Ooh! Most girls... Never mind.
Spooky. Spooky topic.
That's me. Oh, my friend said she hated me. Can you please tell me what to do? I really need advice. Why would your friend say...
You gotta send us an email.
No. I made my... What?
Continue.
I mean, sure, you can email us, cauldroncombos@gmail.com, but also you don't have to. We can give advice. What are lives for?
I suppose so.
So anyway, if your friend told you that they hated you, they're not your friend. Let me just tell you that. That's you can't have that be, what if your best friend told you they hated you? Then that means that your whole friendship with them, they were just jealous of you. Because why do you hate someone? Either you want to be them, you don't want to be them at all, or, I don't know, you have some weird thing with it. I don't know. I've never I was about to say I've never hated anyone, and then I stopped myself. I've never hated anyone. Well, someone.
People were saying don't vape.
You think I vape?
It's a cauldron.
Well, you think they thought that I was vaping? That would be but if I was, that would be the biggest clouds ever. Is that what people say when they want to brag about vaping?
Blowing mad clouds.
That's what they say, blowing Okay, if someone near you vapes, report them. Imagine, how there's a I don't know if I could say this, but you're gonna get mad.
Don't say it.
An offender website where you can track your local offenders of certain.
Okay, no, we're not
but
doing this.
There could be a vape offender website, and you could go on a map and you could see your
registry?
local. Yeah, like who wants to move next to a vapor? And, like half the chat leaves. They're like, bye.
All right,
you know what I mean?
We've been trying to do this podcast for how many times?
I don't know. We've been trying to do this podcast for like 4 times. But I don't vape. I'm not smoking weed. What do you think I am, a degenerate? I'm just kidding. My boyfriend text dumped me today. I'm sorry. Your boyfriend sucks because, one, he's not much of a man enough. That's not a sentence. He's not much of a man enough. He's not enough of a man to talk to your face and give you any explanation. He's just texting you, which is, 1, bizarre. 2, crazy behavior. And 3, your name is kittycat5678, so you deserve better. I can tell already, kitty cat. I'm not even just saying that. I mean, do you have cats, or is your name like start with a K like mine? Because people always say that. They're like, oh, like when your name's, okay, you're just banged into the camera. When your name starts with a K, people just like automatically associate a lot of words with your name. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like Special K, like you know the cereal. They're always like Special K cereal. Mm-hmm. Koala, like all because it's like a kind of a unique letter. Oh, I'm vaping again, guys. Mad clouds. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry that your boyfriend text dumped you today. I don't know what text dumped. Oh, he dumped you via text, I think. Notice me, please. Hi, Joshy boy. I have a question. I sub. Can you say my name, please? Riley. Say my name, Riley.
All right, we should get on the subject.
Wait, I don't think we're talking about the subject, are we? I didn't think we were going to because it's vertical.
Fine. Should we do our first live podcast Thursday?
I don't know. I think this topic, I don't know. There's a poll option. We can make people. Someone said chicken sandwich, which is my favorite type. Well, depends. If it's a cold cut sandwich or if it's like a hot, like pickle, fun little sauce, coleslaw sandwich, then I would pick that chicken sandwich. But if it was like a cold cut, I'm a roast beef kind of person. Hi, living the dream. I love that you're living in the dream. If it isn't pre-recorded, reply to this comment. You think that I would do that? You think that I pre-record?
See our last video. Did you delete that, by the way, the live stream?
No.
Can you delete it?
Why?
It's so stupid.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean us struggling for 10 minutes? I thought you meant my last video.
No, it's 16.
Oh, okay. Bros, vaping's disgusting. Oh, yeah. I thought they were saying, like, we're disguising vaping. I thought disgusting said vaping. I mean, disguising.
Maybe we should stop saying that because the algorithm's not...
Oh, shoot. I'll just say things like this. I love YouTube. YouTube is my favorite place to be. I hate TikTok. I love you. Oh, man, it's going down because I said TikTok. I said it again. It's going to go down a little bit. Okay, but I do love YouTube. Why are y'all... I'm not gardening, as you guys like to say. I look heart... Thank you. Can you say hi to Lana? Hi, Lana. Bourbon and gardening. Chris, you're having a great night. Chris, you're one of my favorites here on this.
Is Chris still here?
Yeah, he just said I just said comments. Bourbon and gardening.
Oh, yeah.
Name a car for an edit. Another...
No.
What? Okay, sorry. Please, my name is Ivy. Well, no, I'm going to name a car. Okay, an Audi A4. There. Well, I got to reply to people. I love you so much. I love you too, Ivy. 7 cats. 7 cats? Jeez Louise, you have a cuddly nighttime, huh? Can you say rejected because I rejected someone today? Okay, rejection. Let's go, Kylie. Crush advice. What's the question for the crush? If you answer this, it make my day. Okay, Boston Moore and her fam. Porky Bear. Hi, Scorpion. Amelia Jane. Bob's effing burgers. I love gardening. Hi, Genesis. I already said the car edit. Can you see my chat? Yes, I can see your chat. Can I give you a shout out? Let's go, Cheeto! Okay. Notice me, please. Name it. Okay, I noticed you, Teddy Bear. I'm new here. I felt so humble because this guy asked me. Okay, nice. Shout out, Jocelyn. Let's go. Shout out, everybody in the chat. You guys are all amazing. Mary Jane. Anyone see her? I don't know. Can you get advice on how I... Okay. Anyway, I have to go back all the way down to the bottom of the chat because... And I'm sorry if you're a real one and you really want to get your message across to me, you can email cauldronconvos@gmail.com. And I don't mean to skip anyone. I just gotta go on with the show, okay? This is a production. This is almost as good as Shen Yun. The... right? Or you think that's gonna be banned? That word, Shen Yun. But do you think we should do the video?
Yeah.
But I'm not pregnant. I'm just fat. Sorry. What? Someone asked if I'm pregnant. Ignore them. I'm sorry. I pushed my grandma. You can't... Oh my god. Someone said they pushed my grandma down the stairs. They pushed their grandma down the stairs. Fine. Come on, Zeno. What are we talking about? Hello, sir?
You go do your thing.
So are we going to talk about this? And
Yes,
just game
we
over?
have to
Okay.
finish
Let's
it.
just game over. Okay. No, we were supposed to do a poll. Start a poll.
Please don't.
Wait, why? What if everyone doesn't want me to do it?
Okay.
What if people just want to talk to me because I'm so fun? Fine, should I not?
No, do a poll.
No, what would you prefer? Would you prefer...
No, just do a poll then, and then we can see
As
what
a
people want.
manager, do you want me to
Just
run
do
a
the
poll?
poll.
Okay, poll. What should I chat about? Question mark. Just a bunch of nonsense. The Gone Girl case. I don't even like saying the Gone Girl case because... And I feel bad, though, because... Maybe I should just... If, like, people that want the Gone Girl case... If it's, like, Chris and Iron Wolf, then they deserve to get the Gone Girl case. The Gone Girl case is very interesting. It's from Netflix. Well, it's not from Netflix, but... Imagine. That sounds rude of me. It's from Netflix. It was recently covered on Netflix, and it's a very interesting case. But we've been trying to make this video specifically about the Gone Girl. I still hate referring it to that. You will see if you vote for the Gone Girl case. I'm like arguing for the Gone Girl. Okay, a lot of people want the Gone Girl case. Say Gone Girl case 5 times fast. Gone Girl case, Gone Girl case. You know what I mean? Okay, it's hard. Anyway, if you want advice, please email cauldronconvos@gmail.com, and I will reply in another live the answers to whatever advice. But this live, I did promise, yeah, I have to stick to the topic because I promised a lot of people that I would do this true crime case. And if I take an hour to start this, then that's on me. So we're going to do it, okay? All right. So I'm going to ignore the chat for a little bit, but you're going to be watching.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you want, if you would like,
Mm-hmm.
you can join in.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear my laptop in the background? Is it annoying or no? So I'm going to ignore the
No, you can't hear it at all.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to turn on the volume.
It's okay.
On the...
So basically, we're starting from the beginning. And if you're here, hi. My name's Kayla. I don't know if you know me. We do true crime. We do paranormal stuff. But basically, there was a man, a young aged man in his 20s named Aaron Quinn. And Aaron Quinn, in the middle of the night, he's in his home and he wakes up to an unfamiliar voice and a laser beam in his eye. So imagine waking up to you're waking up, right? You hear someone that's, someone that you don't really know, and you wake up to a laser beam in your eye. You're surrounded by flashing strobe lights. A person in a wetsuit, it seems like they're wearing a wetsuit, addresses you by your name and they yell at you. They tie your hands behind your back and your significant other's back and put what feels like swim goggles on your eyes. Except these aren't the good swim goggles. These are the blinded ones that you can't see through at all. He can't see anything. almost as if someone taped something or markered them or whatever. He, for some reason, is performing things that a doctor would perform on you. So he's taking your blood pressure all of a sudden, and meanwhile, your eyes are blindfolded, your hands are tied behind your back, and some guy is taking your blood pressure, and clearly you're not in a hospital. Well, maybe that's what your thought would be. I don't know. But you're waking up, and this is what's happening to you. He makes you and your loved one drink a liquid, and he tells you that it's a sedative. So you know that you're about to be knocked out. Like, there's no surprise there when you're starting to get a little bit, more faint and whatnot. And you start to feel your eyes getting heavy. You struggle to stay awake. And he tells you that you have to give him $15,000 cash for him to return your partner to you. So he's going to take your partner, take them out of your home, which you just were restfully sleeping, whatever, and he's going to take them away, and you can't get them back until you wire him $15,000 cash. And
that's not even that much money.
I mean,
to introduce
that is
15 grand
for a lot of people. That is
no. That is a lot of money for me, but for a person,
yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
A kidney's worth more than 15
You just
grand.
said it's not a lot for me, but a person.
No,
if
it is
you weren't
a lot.
person,
It is a
that's
lot
a
for
Freudian
me.
slip.
No.
You said it is a lot for me, but you said a person is not a lot. That's an interesting for. Anyway, I have to evaluate that. I have to evaluate that later.
No, because a kidney on the black market is about 100 grand. So
yeah, but I don't think these people know to
that's
sell
200
an
grand
organ.
into kidneys.
Yeah, but I don't think these people are. I'm starting a Ponzi scheme. I'm like, if you give me your... I'm just kidding. It's a joke. All right. I sound like Donald Trump.
A liver is $500,000.
Who said that?
What?
Oh, I thought someone in the chat wrote.
I'm on the medicalfuturist.com.
Okay, anyway, we're moving on. Okay, so this crazy story about a guy that, says that his girlfriend was taken in the middle of the night by some guy wearing a wetsuit. He's blindfolded by blacked out, markered out, I don't know how to say it, goggles. They told him that he has to give them $15,000, in order for him to get her back. They told him that there was cameras in his house that was watching him to make sure that he wasn't going to go to the police. So this guy, Aaron Quinn, is going to the police and saying all of this stuff, right? And the police, they hear it and they're like, okay, sorry, is this really loud, my computer?
No, you're good.
So the police are like, okay, so we have a missing girl, right? In her 20s. And who do they look for first?
Well, you first look at the boyfriend. I know it's so sad to hear, but you first look at gosh darn boyfriend. So they start looking at the boyfriend. And it's interesting because mine's loud. No, because I can go on the YouTube.
Oh. Can't see over there. That's sacred space. Imagine that corner. That's my secret place. Anyway, okay. Can you reshare the link?
Yes.
Thanks. Okay. I feel like this is all jumbled and I'm not really making sense, but...
No, you've explained the story.
Okay, I mean, I'm going pretty slow, but okay, that's fine. So, anyway, this guy... It helps when I close my eyes. This guy, Aaron Quinn, goes to the police, like I said. He talks about his girlfriend, how she went missing, or not went missing, was kidnapped in the middle of the night while he was there. And he's flustered. He's frustrated. He doesn't really understand what's happening. Imagine being awoken, is that the word? Awoken?
Yeah,
in the middle of the night to a strange voice telling you they're tying your hands behind your back, they're putting goggles on you, whatever. And then they take your partner away from you, right? They take your partner away from you, then you go to the police. You go to the police and you're like, you're probably freaking out. You're not thinking, what's the most logically right thing to say to these people? No,
Your emotions are driving you. You're kind of in a fight or flight response at this point. So you're saying, my girlfriend, my whatever, was taking in the middle of the night. I was tied up. We were blindfolded. They gave us a sedative. They took my blood pressure, whatever. And you're kind of just on like a little bit of a high of like talking about this, like adrenaline, I'm assuming, right? Like, wouldn't you have a lot of...
definitely, yeah.
Adrenaline. And then the police start asking questions. Obviously, they're the police. You would expect them to say, well, what time did they come in? How do you think they got in? What did they look like? You know, whatever. Was there any evidence at the scene? Stuff like that. All right? And it seems innocent. But then they start asking questions that are a little bit, you know, a little bit alluding to the fact that they're assuming that it's him who done it, I should say. Who done it. They're assuming that, I mean, I guess we're not going to this point yet, but they're basically asking questions like, how was your relationship with Denise? Have you guys fought in the past 5 months or 6 months, whatever? How long have you been dating for? Why is your door unlocked? Like, just questions that are obvious that they're eventually trying to get to the fact that you did it, right? Isn't that kind of what the point was?
Yeah, no,
They're asking
that was their whole thing.
And this whole interview is online. You can watch it yourself if you want. But they're basically asking him all these questions, which Aaron Quinn answers. Unfortunately for him, he was only dating Denise for 6 months. He wasn't in a good place with Denise, and he said it during the police interview because he's trying to be honest, because all he wants to do is assuming he wants to get his girlfriend back, right? Mm-hmm. So he's being honest, and he's saying, you know, we weren't on great terms at the time because I was caught, I almost said Andrea. Denise caught me speaking with my ex-girlfriend, Andrea. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So Aaron Quinn is speaking with Andrea. Denise, his new girlfriend, catches him speaking with Andrea, his ex, who, by the way, Andrea cheated on Aaron, and he kind of left her. And by the way, here's another thing. They all work together. They work at the same, what is this, rehabilitation unit or something? Clinic. They both work, three of them. It's like a whole love triangle at this point. They all work at the same clinic. Andrea, whatever you want to say, she works where her ex-fiance, actually, I should have said. I didn't realize, I forgot. They were engaged. They work at the same, clinic on the same floor as Denise, who is the one that we're talking about today. And so there's this love triangle going on. And so the police, after they hear that Aaron said, we have had some problems in the past because of my relationship or past relationship with Andrea. And then they bring Andrea into the case, okay? They call her up, they have her come to the police station, and they're questioning her. And they go, did you guys end on okay terms? Did you guys end on bad terms? Okay, first of all, when has it ever been on okay terms that you end a relationship? Like, I feel like 9 out of 10 times it's not a great ending. Like the fact that they even asked that, whatever. But okay, so they're kind of trying to get to the point that, like, maybe it ended on a bad point. Maybe this was like a revenge thing that Aaron was doing against Denise, or Denise was doing against Aaron. Whatever. I don't really understand the dynamic here, but I just know that it was kind of crazy that they brought her in, knowing that they were broken up for 6 months or whatever. But I guess Denise and Aaron had that fallout because of Andrea, whatever her name is, in the same rehabilitation unit on the same floor. Okay? So now the police start to question Aaron Quinn's parents because he's a suspect at this point, right? They they don't know who did it. The only thing that they have to go off of is Aaron Quinn. For 12 hours, he didn't say anything about his girlfriend being kidnapped. So for 12 hours, he was sitting in his house, you know, not calling the police, not calling anyone for help, just, you know, whatever. So the police think that he's waiting. They think that he's thinking, what do? I didn't mean to do this, whatever. I don't know exactly their thoughts, but that's what I would assume. And so the police start asking Aaron Quinn's parents on Aaron Quinn's personality, on his demeanor, on his everything in life. You know, has he ever gotten into trouble? Has he ever had an ex-girlfriend that he did something to? Has he ever done drugs, alcohol, whatever? All of those things, they start questioning his parents. And his parents are confused. They're like, why are they asking this? Whatever. And they said that we've never had a problem with Aaron. You know, he's never done drugs. He's never gotten in trouble for anything. He's a pretty good guy, blah, 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 blah. And then they ask Denise, this girlfriend that went missing, that was kidnapped allegedly by Aaron. And they start asking her parents, well, have you met Aaron? No. How long has she been dating Aaron? 6 months-ish. What has she said about Aaron? Like, they're asking these questions that I wonder to this day if if they were dating for longer than 6 months, if the same outcome would have happened, if that makes sense.
I doubt it.
Because the parents could have talked to his character, but at this point, you know, your daughter's kidnapped. She just started dating this guy 6 months ago, who I don't know if the parents knew that he was engaged 6 months prior.
Probably
or
not.
Whatnot. I don't know what they know. So anyway, so the parents are like, we don't know him. You know, Denise's parents, they can't speak to his character. They can't defend him. They just want to do whatever they can to find who kidnapped their daughter or what happened to her or her body. At that point, that's what they're thinking. Because when you go missing for how long is it?
48 hours.
When you go missing for 48 hours, it's like...
the odds of you being found alive go down, like, significantly.
Mm-hmm. You know, unless you... oh, there's the birdie toy. So anyway, and then when they're interviewing Andrea, whatever you want to say her name...
sorry.
It's fine.
I can't get it to stop.
According to Andrea, Denise would ignore her. So Denise, the one that went missing, is ignoring her current boyfriend's ex-fiance when they're on the same rehab... they're not in rehab. Rehab unit. Yeah, they're working as therapists.
That must be so awkward having to work with your ex.
I know. So Andrea, whatever you want to say, is saying hi to her, and Denise doesn't want to say hi back, which I don't blame, honestly. Like, what business do you guys have to be
Andrea
chatting?
cheated.
Yeah, Andrea's a cheater, and she's a homewrecker. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that about anyone. Whatever. Okay.
So that's sued.
Allegedly, I should say. So after the whole, you know, so the detective is asking crazy questions, like I said, about, you know, why did you guys get in a fight? You and Andrea, why'd you break up? Why are you and Denise not on good terms? Blah, 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 blah. He also points out that Denise, the detective asks, do you truly love her in regards to his new girlfriend, aka Denise?
That's a loaded question.
Do you really love her? That's a crazy. What? Anyway, so they did I mention that they found out that Denise was
no, Andrea.
Andrea was talking to Aaron behind. Well, Aaron was also talking to Andrea behind his girlfriend's wife. Girlfriend's wife.
This is very confusing. Can you give them like a summary of everything that has happened?
Oh man, I have to go back.
No. The love triangle.
Love triangle, right? Okay. There's this girl named Andrea. I'm just gonna say Andrea because I don't know whatever her name is. She works at a rehab unit. She's engaged to this man named Aaron Quinn. I keep changing her name.
He also works at the rehab.
Yeah. I just said she works alongside her fiance, who works at the rehab clinic. Her name is Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They break up because Andrea is cheating with someone else. We don't know who. I mean, I could probably find it, but right now we don't know who. And so then Andrea and Aaron part ways. They were engaged happily, blah, 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 blah. He finds out, oh my God, you're... I love the hand movements. I should have finger puppets for these. He's like, oh my God, you're cheating on me when we're like engaged. You suck. And she's like, okay. And then he's like, blah, 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 blah. Then Aaron meets another woman that's also working at the rehab unit on the same floor named Denise. I don't know who's Denise is, so I'm just going to go, Denise. I don't have another... Should I put my foot as Denise, or...
No.
You sure I should take my foot out and put... What?
No.
Okay, so my head's Denise, okay? So Denise and Aaron start dating because they're on the same floor. Oh, you massage that old woman so nicely. You must be good with your hands. Oh, baby. And Andrea, this woman, is like, you know, she's done with the guy that she cheated on, whatever.
Work is already miserable enough. Can you imagine having there to go watch your ex be in love with, like...
No, but that's drama. That makes the day go by quicker.
Well, for us, yeah, for me in the office, I'm sure. But, like...
But not them.
For them.
Not these
like,
people.
Find a way to make work worse.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm Denise. This is Aaron. This is Andrea. Whatever the fuck. What?
Continue.
Okay. And I'm like looking at my hand. Okay. So Aaron and Denise, a lovely couple, for 6 months. They're in their honeymoon stage, right? They're going on dates. They're loving each other. Oh, this is so good. It's so good that they move in together, right? We're in Vallejo, California. It's 2015. We're having the time of our lives. We share a couch. You know, we microwave meals together, blah, 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 blah. And then Denise finds out that Aaron is texting Andrea. Emotional cheating. What the heck? This is Denise. What the fuck is going on? Okay, I need to stop this. Yeah. Why'd you say I have to sum this up?
Because this is so confusing. And I wrote the script.
But I'm just doing the thing. Okay. I wrote the script and it's okay. So, did you like that? They're making out and I'm lovely. Denise. Okay. So, Denise is like, how dare you, Aaron? I thought we were going to be together forever. And he's like, oh my God, I'll never do it again, babe. And then, like, cue another month or two or whatever. Then Andrea's gone. She's not in this scene anymore. End scene. Now, Denise and Aaron are together in their house in Vallejo, California. Middle of the night, 2015. Kong shu, Kong shu. That's what I do when I sleep. That's a good Kong shu.
Okay.
What does that mean? Kong shu. Okay, anyway. Then, okay, these are kidnappers, right? They wake you up. They flash a beam of light in your eyes. Oh, I can't see anything. Can you? No, I can't. They grab you. They tie your hands behind your back. They tie his hands behind his back. You guys don't know. You can't even see anything because you're wearing goggles. And then they take Denise, aka me, in this situation. Well, just for the puppeteer.
I wait for the day that a kidnapper comes to me.
Jeez, don't say that.
I rue the...
Don't do it.
I rue the day.
People are gonna think I'm unsafe.
No, you're safe.
I'm unsafe? That's definitely not a word.
This is yours.
Shut the fuck up. No, it's not.
I turned it off.
Why? Come for me, okay? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyway, so I think I just summed it up in a crazy way that I didn't need to go through, but I feel like I never make sense, so I feel like I sometimes have to reiterate what I say. Anyway, so, wait, can I have my laptop?
I'm sorry, can you fix that?
Yeah, no, wait, this is not my laptop.
Oh, wait, that's my laptop.
What are you, drunk?
Your notes are on that one.
But I can't read it. I can't scroll.
You have to scroll this way.
What do you mean? This is not where the Google Doc is. What are you, nuts?
Okay, temporarily use this. Well, I fixed that. You're the one that dropped the ball on the microphones.
Oh, yeah. I dropped the ball. Okay, anyway. We're moving on, okay? This is you could have watched the documentary. No, I'm not gonna say that. Oh, he's gonna get mad. No, you think people are here for the knowledge? Chris's, yeah, that's true. I gotta.
You're like disappointing. I feel like you're always disappointing him.
That is so mean. I feel like you're always disappointing him. Anyway. Okay, so I think I've said this. They take Aaron Quinn in. They start questioning him. Aaron Quinn thinks that he's giving the police information that they can work with to find his girlfriend, right? But in all, they're not really finding any information out. Does that make sense? Yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, because he's giving them information. He thinks that he's helping the case. He's really not, because they start asking questions like we said before. Like I keep reiterating it. Yeah, I don't know why I've reiterated it.
Super interesting though.
Yes.
Is, your boy Aaron eventually asks for an attorney.
Yeah.
After a couple hours of questioning, which is a very bad idea. I am not an attorney.
Okay.
And I don't provide legal advice. You always ask for an attorney.
Yeah, but you don't know that when you're freaked out. You go to the police thinking that they're going to help you. You don't think that's not on your mind.
But you can kind of sniff out if they're trying to blame you. They're like, how's your relationship with your girlfriend? I'm like, I would probably ask for an attorney at that point.
Yeah, but I think he's just, I don't think.
No, you can't trust them.
No, I mean, yes, to the people watching, yes, always ask for an attorney. But, like, I don't think that I would have noticed what was going on if I was in the emotional state that he was in. Just whatever, putting that out there. But yeah, always ask for an attorney, definitely.
But the interesting thing that the defense attorney said was, although Aaron's tale was super crazy and it sounded insane, they really thought he was telling the truth because it never really diverged. It was always a consistent story.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So anyway, he tells the FBI after they're questioning him, I guess I need a lawyer. Literally, quote, I guess I need a lawyer. Because he's like, he thought that he was coming in telling the truth. And if you have nothing to hide, you're going to tell the truth. And you don't need a lawyer. I mean, whatever. That's what he thought. And at this point, he's like, oh my God, these people really don't believe me. So I guess I need a lawyer. So the lawyer took Aaron out of the police station. He's like, if you're not going to arrest my client, then we're done here. And they take him out. And after the police station, it's about a day after this whole ordeal started, right? A true crime journalist received an audio file titled Denise. So a true crime journalist in California received via email an audio recording titled Denise, which is the name of the girlfriend of Aaron, the woman that was missing or was kidnapped, allegedly at the time, allegedly.
Dale Wood says, if you're guilty, you need an attorney. And if you're innocent, you really need an attorney.
Oh, shoot. That's crazy.
Take it from Dale. He's always caught up in legal trouble.
Yep. Dale. His ex-wife really did that to him. So, anyway, after this, the police start asking... After they get the audio recording of Denise, speaking about... I didn't even talk... There's actually a recording, but I'm not going to play it for time's sake. Mm-hmm. But basically, Denise is saying, I'm fine. I'm okay. My name is Denise. She's giving specifics that only people that really know her would know. A plane
crashed into the Alps. My first concert was 182.
Yeah.
So she said the plane crash one was because it was a modern event that had happened since she had been kidnapped.
Yes.
And this is about 3 days after. So it was sent to a journalist.
So she had to give a modern event to make sure that people know that this isn't days before and she wasn't already killed and these people are using an audio recording from the past, that whatever. So she had to give a modern event. And she also had to give information that only a certain amount of people would know. Like her family, her best friends, her boyfriend, whatever. So that's what she did. And after they get this recording, the police start questioning Denise's parents now, asking about Denise's character. Is Denise, trustworthy? Does she do this? Does she do that? How much, right? Like those kinds of questions.
The interesting thing is that the police, the way it really sounded when Denise sent the audio recording to the journalist, it really didn't sound like she was panicked. She seemed very calm. She seemed very relaxed.
So they were like, why?
It seemed like, Denise is maybe trying to get out of something. Maybe Denise was coerced into something, like the movie Gone Girl. And that's where it kind of,
No, Gone Girl, they weren't coerced. Gone Girl, she did it on her own.
She's in cahoots or something, right?
Gone Girl is that she finds out her husband or ex-boyfriend or boyfriend, whatever, is cheating on her. So she plans or pretends like she's kidnapped and does this crazy thing, I think. I'm like forgetting the whole story. But basically, like, Gone Girl is about a woman that fakes things, I guess, for love. Because her whatever significant other is not with her right now.
So like most women.
Okay, really?
I'm just teasing.
I'm gonna punch you in your gut. Bye, Felicia. I'm just kidding. Okay. Anyway, so then the parents are opening up to the police, and they're asking the parents, like, has she ever been? I don't know if I could say the word, but taken advantage of. Yes. And the mother said that she had been in the past when she was a little girl. And so after this, the police kind of ran with that as if, well, people that had this happen to them, been taken advantage of at a young age, they are more likely to fake incidences where they're taken advantage of again and kidnapped.
The police love making people look bad.
Oh, wow.
What they do.
Do they? I guess that's the whole job, isn't it? I want to protect you.
Protect and serve.
Anyway.
Protect, serve, and accuse.
If this is used in the future court, I'll do it. Okay. Anyway. Anyway, another day goes by, and Denise is actually found more than 400 miles away in Huntington Beach in Southern California. Huntington Beach is actually where Denise grew up. So she's in her hometown, but she's 400 miles away from where she was living. So she was living a good amount away. If that makes sense. Distance, whatever. And she's found just walking around with a hoodie on, like just walking around the streets.
Well, she was actually found a block away from her house.
Yeah. No, well, they have, like, camera, but she went to her neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
She's texting her dad, like, are you home? Like, I'm home or something. Along the lines of that. I'm not going to say word for word, but something along the lines of that. He wasn't home at the time, so she goes to the neighbor's house, and the neighbor calls the police, and they're like, we found Denise. Which is, like, they thought she was gone, thrown in a body of water. No one's going to find her ever. I know this because they were saying this to her boyfriend, Aaron Quinns, at the time. They were saying, you did something to her, and you took her body, and you put it here, and no one's going to ever find it. That's what they were saying to him. Yeah. They were doing it as an intimidation tactic by saying, whatever, you get the point. So she's hiding from the press as she's on camera now that she's, out in public. She's wearing her hoodie. She's not talking to the press. She's not running with whatever she's saying. And so then the police hold a press conference. They haven't talked to Aaron. They haven't talked to Aaron's lawyers yet. They haven't even, I don't think, talked to Denise at this point. And in the press conference, they stated, Mr. Quinn and Mrs. Huskins have plundered resources from our community and that they could face state and federal charges. So, meanwhile, while Denise, just got home from being kidnapped, what the police think, allegedly, they start reporting to a press conference to the mass public in California saying...
I love that. Jump to conclusions.
They're saying they have plundered our resources, aka they wasted police time, they wasted overtime, taxpayers' money, they wasted all of these things that could have been spent actually looking for real crime, because this was fake. Because Denise Huskins made this up because something traumatizing happened to her when she was a little 12-year-old girl, and she's stupid and blah, blah, blah. I mean, not what they said word for word, but you get the point. They're doubting what she said, and they literally don't even listen. They don't even bother to wait for her to come to them and say what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, didn't the victim say there were 2 or 3 perps, but only one guy was ever charged? Yes. So
we haven't gotten there yet.
We're almost there. I gotta keep it going though. And the movie Gone Girl had come out a year before this whole thing.
So they started calling it the Gone Girl case.
They started calling it the Gone Girl case, which I don't like calling it, especially after this whole documentary, because you'll find out that she wasn't faking it. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Denise Huskins wasn't a liar. So, in addition to that, the police ask if the Gone Girl is faking this. The police eventually receive an email from someone claiming to have been Denise's kidnapper. This is after it's like mass on the web.
Yeah, so once Denise is found, it made national news when Denise disappeared. And when Denise was found alive, it hit the news that this woman's the Gone Girl case. She found her boyfriend was cheating on her, blah, blah, blah. That's why she left him, this and that. Meanwhile, Denise was finally dropped off, and then the police eventually do get around to interviewing her, I believe the next day or something.
But she just says what they want to hear because she doesn't...
Well, the interesting thing is her story about the actual abduction, word for word, matched Aaron's.
Yes. True. Goggles, scuba thing, laser beam in the eyes. So it's like, how would they... Because they haven't even spoken since post-kidnapping at this point. I mean, I don't know if the police believe that or whatever, but at this point, they're not, See, that's the thing. I wish she would have spoken with them. Well, I guess they wouldn't have known if she already talked to Aaron at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they said the same story...
They were in cahoots.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I don't know how to prove that they weren't in cahoots, if that makes sense. But anyway, so the police are basically going on this PR thing saying...
It's a witch hunt at this point.
Yeah, saying Denise is claiming that this happened, there's no proof, da-da-da, who's to say? She's basically saying that she's guilty of faking her own kidnapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after this, should we say anything about the real part of it? Because the police keep getting emails from someone.
Yeah, so someone, when it comes to these serial kidnappers and other people like this, they oftentimes are looking for attention. They want to seek attention.
But it almost seemed as if the kidnapper of Denise was upset with the police accusing her of doing it. They wanted to stand up for her and be like, no, she didn't fake her kidnapping. I kidnapped her. That's what they were saying. They were emailing the police. They were emailing the journalist. And they were sending photos of this weird taped up gun thing. I don't know what it really was, but it was something. But law enforcement, basically, they didn't investigate it. They just saw the email, which I thought was easy to track an email. Like, you would think that you can just grab the IP address. I don't know why the police weren't able to find whatever emailed them the photo, but maybe they weren't even looking.
Perry made a good point in the chat. Perry said, could you imagine going through that, then being publicly shamed and called a liar and smeared through the media?
No, and I think she should be... I mean, I think she got some money, but... No, I'm just saying, I think she should be compensated in somehow. Because how else are you going to compensate? You can't take back trauma. You can't erase what happened. But I guess they could do something to the police officers that were on the case.
When the police start talking to Denise,
she tells the story.
She tells her side of the story.
Mm-hmm. And she starts with, she was put in the trunk of someone's car. I mean, she starts with the whole story that Aaron Quinn basically said. The laser beam in the eyes, hands tied behind the back, blacked out goggles, didn't know what's going on.
The vitals were taken.
Given sedatives. She's put in someone's trunk of their car. Okay? She's in the trunk of the car, and the person tells her, do not speak, do not scream. And she remembers being in the trunk of a car, blindfolded, like I said, hands tied, so there's really nothing much that you can do. And you can go back and watch the documentary to see, like, the exact timing and distance of each car ride, because I think she talks about, like, it felt like 10 minutes, and she was trying to track left, right, like, she was trying to track the direction of the car, because what else, like, you have nothing, I feel like your senses are heightened. At least, like, your brain is probably trying to feel out where you're going. If you can't see, you can't, like, touch, you can't move your hands. All you have to do is think, I guess, right? Or smell or taste. I don't know,
Yeah.
So she's basically trying to figure out, like, how many turns, how long is this car ride, do I think it is, whatever. And she goes to a place which she thinks is a remote location in the woods. She still can't see anything, but the kidnapper does take her. They take her out of the car, out of the trunk, I guess. She still can't really see anything, but she knows she's on a concrete floor at a point whenever she goes in the house.
And Perry made a good point. It doesn't help that she's drugged.
Doesn't help. Yeah. Doesn't help. No, I'm sure not. He tells her that he has to finish getting ready, and she starts hearing scrubbing noises and duct tape, which I know it doesn't help that she's drugged, but if you're, like, eyes closed, hands, whatever, and all you can think of is what's gonna, like, your fight or flight response kicks in, I feel like your hearing is on point right now. Like,
yeah.
What hears really well? I feel like there's, like, an animal or something, like
bats.
No, they can't hear it. Oh, they're blind.
They're blind. They have echolocation.
Yeah, but there's something that can hear really well.
Like the AA?
I don't know.
The AA.
For a really long. What? What's an AA? Anyway, whatever. So she starts hearing the scrubbing, the duct tape, and he tells her something really interesting that I still, to this day, I'm like,
it kind of looks like
what?
your dog. I'm
still... Ew, that thing's ugly.
It looks like your dog.
Shit it. Anyway, so through all of this, so you're kidnapped, right? Let's just put it in this way. You're in a trunk, you're taken away from your family, whatever. You don't know what's going on. Your senses are half stripped. You can't see. You can't, your hands are behind your back, whatever. You're taken, you're put on the concrete floor, and you hear your kidnapper saying, "This wasn't meant for you. This was meant for Aaron's ex, Andrea." We keep saying the opposite. That's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine how much I would be like, fuck that bitch.
You'd be even madder, probably.
I mean, that would be set me off the most.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? After
you immediately forget that you're kidnapped because you're just so upset that the kidnapper said it was meant for your boyfriend.
After my new boyfriend just cheated on me emotionally, started texting his ex-fiance, who I work with, by the way, on the same rehab unit floor. After all that, now I'm kidnapped by a stranger, and they say, "This wasn't meant for you, by the way. This was meant for the ex-girlfriend of your boyfriend."
This case just gets crazier and crazier.
It does. And so, but, I mean, this sounds really bad, but the kidnapper was kind of a nice guy. In a sense that, like, there's a lot of kidnappers that are really mean and
I feel like you only hear about the bad ones. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you don't know the good. I'm just kidding. But so he tells her, like, he's like, don't worry. The plan is to release you in 48 hours. And your boyfriend knows that he has to give $15,000, and then we will release him. Like, they're just kind of I keep saying they. He is basically comforting her a little bit, saying, well, we're going to release you. Don't worry. You only have to be here for 48 hours. Because if you don't know how long you're going to be in this situation, if someone just doesn't tell you, like, you could be there for years. You could be like Gollum when he's being tortured in, was that long? Mordor.
Yeah.
How long was he being tortured for?
I don't think very long.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. Gollum had it easy.
Was Gollum tortured?
Anyway, you get the point, though. Like, she's not...
Oh, wait. He was a prisoner for 8 years.
That's a long time comparatively to 48 hours.
But, I mean, for 8 years for 2 pieces of information, Baggins and Shire. Come on.
Just, why wouldn't he say it? Because he wanted the ring that bad?
Yeah.
That's wild. Anyway, let's get back to the Lord of the Rings reference. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, at this point, so he's being nice, right? I'm like, he's a good guy. He's saying, don't worry, this was meant for someone else. Not don't worry, but like, in 48 hours, you will be released. Whatever. Then she gets knocked out again. She falls asleep. Kong Shu, here we go again. Then she wakes up and she starts hearing French pop music in another room. And when you hear French pop music in another room, there's two things that could be happening. You could be back in high school. Actually, I guess you could be back in high school or dreaming, which dreaming is probably more of the whatever. You could be dreaming that you're back in high school, like in the Spanish room, and you're hearing the French pop music playing, and you're like, damn, I should have taken French. Or you're at a nightclub and something not great is happening.
Or you're kidnapped.
I guess in that sense. So he's listening to this French pop, and she wakes up to it, and she's like, I think she said something along the lines of, like, one of the bad parts or the worst parts or something that was really annoying was that she liked the French pop music. Like, she was jamming to it. Like, he was jamming, they weren't seeing each other because she had to blindfold herself every single time, but whatever. Okay?
It wasn't bad.
It was bad. I mean, there's not much that gets worse than
in a different context, the music would be perceived as good.
Oh, yeah. Ish, if you're in high school again. I don't know. Sure.
I can respect a good French pop song.
So anyway, she says that he seemed thoughtful. He seemed polite. He would take her on bathroom breaks. He was very cognizant about how long, few hours, it's like a dog. Wait, that sounds bad. She's not like a dog. She is way more of a human than this man. But, wait, I'm saying, like, he was treating her like a dog. Like,
well, I wouldn't even treat a dog like this, but...
Well, but it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to take you out every 2 hours so you have to pee-pee. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's being cognizant. He's not just, like, leaving her to, like, sit and squalor. Or soiled. I don't know. Okay. And then, this is when it gets bad, though. This is when he becomes a bad guy. He goes to her and he says, we have a problem. And he basically says, we don't have any collateral to prevent you from going to the police. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this whole time. I don't know how I missed this. But he's saying... Okay, enough with the... This thing is too... I'm vaping again. Macaroni cheese. Okay. What? Haven't you seen that Vine back into that? Okay, whatever. Basically, this whole time, he's saying that him and a group... Like, he's with a group of people that basically kidnap people for a living. They hold them hostage. They get the money. And then they're done. That's his whole shtick. So he's claiming that when he's in the house with the goggles, multiple people are there. He's claiming that when he's in this house, when he took Denise Huskins to this house in the woods, he's claiming that other people are in his network, his group thing, that he's gonna bring them in and da-da-da. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So she thinks that there's a whole group of men, gang, whatever, maybe not men, maybe women. Don't want to write them off.
In the original story... Supposedly there were multiple perpetrators.
Yeah, that's what they thought because they never actually saw anyone.
Yeah.
So there was the idea that maybe he's playing an audio recording. Because if this guy is clever enough to have Sharpied out goggles and plan it out.
That's not that clever. That's like the least clever part.
He
set up security cameras in this guy's house. And that's the clever part.
He's so cool. I'm just kidding. He sucks. Actually, I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to say anything because I'm scared of people. No, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Oh, I gained 10 people. Woo, hey, 10 people. Anyway, so basically he says, we have a problem, okay? We don't have any collateral to prevent you from going to the police. Who says you won't go and rat on me, Miss Denise Huskins? So he's like, I need something from you that's going to assure me that you're not going to run off to the police and tell them what happened. Right?
So, he asks her to film them engaging...
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Anyone who has a trigger with R word...
Yeah.
Or any...
Assault.
I guess. If you don't want to listen, please exit. It's totally fine. I won't be offended. I understand. But we're going to be talking about it because this is someone's real life and this is what happened. Okay? So he basically tells Denise that one of us, allegedly us, because we don't know if there's actually multiple people here. We don't know if it's just him. But he says one of us is going to have sex with you. Can I say that?
No, but it's fine.
We're going to have what? We're going to make love. No love.
No, they're going to assault.
Engage. Yes. Yes. But he tells them, I'm just saying what he told her.
Yes.
Okay. He tells her that. And he says we have to record it to have the evidence, or not evidence, but to have collateral. So to make sure that you don't go to the police, because we will post this, or we will have this footage of you doing it, basically. And that's, I guess, going to prevent her from going to the police. Right? That's their whole point. That's their whole MO.
And basically, if she were to go to the police, in theory, they were going to release it online.
So that was their whole shtick, right? Then he says weird things like, I'm going to be gentle with you, I don't want to get too into it, but basically along those lines, like he was kind of comforting her through the process, even though he was seemingly the only person actually there at this point, right? She tells us in the documentary on Netflix that she just kind of sat there quietly and she just in her head was trying to mentally get through it. She knew that if she tried to fight, it wouldn't really, there might be 10 people in the house. You don't know. You don't know, because he says he's in this group of people that might, do something that is her family, blah, 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 whatever. She didn't want to speak. She didn't want to have him get violent. And he told her his associates were coming and they're going to give her a sedative, and told her to be quiet because they aren't as nice as I am. So she can't be loud. She can't be whatever because they aren't as nice as he is, the guy that kidnapped her. She hears them talking, what it seems. I'm not sure. And he tells her his associates... Oh, so, sorry. Gotta pause. I don't remember if the associates were in the house at this point or if he already assaulted her at this point. But basically they assaulted her. She kind of, was not saying anything, trying to just mentally get through whatever she was going through, which she obviously had to do. Otherwise, I don't know, there was no really other option
other choices,
at this point. So she sits through it. And then he comes back, basically. I don't remember how many hours later, but it's not that long. And he tells her that his associates said the, quote, footage from yesterday, I guess it was a day after, footage from yesterday isn't good enough. We'll have to record us again. So they have to record the incident again.
And again, when he approaches her, he's very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's really alarming.
Yeah.
But, it's not...
Yeah.
It's
like,
not,
he almost
there's
feels...
no gun to the head. It seems like he almost feels bad.
Bad, exactly. And so he points out that this time, when it needs to look consensual. Like we are in a relationship and having an affair. He leaves her 2 full glasses of wine and little booze shot, whatever, what are they called? Chase, or those little tiny things?
Shot glass?
No.
Glass? That means nothing.
At the liquor store, when you get those little...
Shooter.
He leaves her shooters and 2 wine glasses. And she, in her head, she was describing it as, well, if I have to do this and make it look whatever, then I'm going to have... She's chugging them. She's taken both glasses of wine, I think. She took a shooter. I don't remember the exact amount, but I know that she was describing it as this was the numbing kind of thing, the factor that was going to get me through this next 30 minutes, hour, whatever it was.
And the worst part is that when he returned, he said, "Oh, you started without me."
Yeah. It's like, what, you think this is a date? What do you think, this is a Valentine's Day meetup? Like, he really thought that they were gonna just casually have a glass of wine together. Meanwhile, she's, like, not seen his face. Like, what? It's just crazy. But anyway. After this, you know, she goes to bed, whatever. She gets a knock on her bedroom door, which she can't leave, obviously, in the middle of the night, and the guy that kidnapped her says, "I want to show you something." And he shows a video of her dad to her. So her dad records, I guess, a video, or no, sorry, it's on like a news thing, and it's basically him saying, you know, "We're here, Denise, da 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 da," whatever, and he's showing her the video. Like, he's like, kind of seems like he feels bad a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But she explains via the Netflix documentary that this is the first time that she broke down. So during this whole ordeal, she didn't cry, she didn't beg, she didn't... Which, by the way, people react differently. Doesn't mean you're weak or strong or whatever. People have different... When you're under this kind of pressure in a fight or flight response, whatever happens, happens.
I think that something else, I don't know if you mentioned it because I've been managing a lot. But she was also not consistently drugged, but was often drugged.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, exactly. But anyway, but she explains that this is the first time she breaks down. And according to her, it seems like after this time that she broke down, he decides to start consoling her and seems like, "Okay, I'm good to take you home now." Like, he almost wanted her to break down, like, enough to this point where she's, like, sobbing.
Yeah.
Like, in his care, whatever, quote-unquote care.
Like Stockholm Syndrome almost.
Yeah, like, he just wanted her to, like, give in, it seems. Even though it was just crying, because you see your dad... Who's not gonna cry when they are kidnapped and whatever, assaulted, and they see their father, like, crying about them on the news, like, and then half the world doesn't believe, like, you know, I don't know. So, anyway, he puts his hands on her back, tries to console her, and says, "It must feel real now." Like, that's a crazy thing to say, right?
Yeah, that is really crazy.
Like, he knew it didn't feel real to her yet. Even if it did, it probably, obviously, it felt real, but, like, now it emotionally hit her, so didn't feel real, whatever. Anyway, I keep, like, analyzing every single thing. But he then, after, you know, she sees her dad, the video of her dad, after she breaks down, he then is done, time to take you home, it seems. But he tells her that he can't take her back to the Bay Area, which he kidnapped her from. He says this because there are too many police in the area, and he has to bring her somewhere else in California, basically. And instead of taking her to the Bay Area, he takes her to her family in Huntington Beach, California. He takes her so close, like, what, 2 blocks away from her house, from her family's residence, from where she grew up in California. Basically, puts her back in the trunk. She's wearing the blindfold, whatever, handcuffed, blah, blah, blah. Takes her out of the trunk, dumps her out in Huntington Beach, where her family's from. She's a block or 2 away, walking in her hoodie, like we said, and she walks on home. Like we said before, the dad wasn't home, so she went to a neighbor's house, and the police officer, knocked on the door and came in with a recording device. He asked her things like, you know, were you assaulted? Were you this? Were you that? Whatever. He's trying to get the details. But, you know, if you're in Denise's mind, you were just confined for over 48 hours. You were just taken advantage, or whatever, not taken advantage, assaulted twice. It was on recording, and they told you that they were going to ruin your life, and they seem to be in this network of very, not high-end, like, you know, not like a mob, but, like, they're in a network, so you think it's not just, like, some kid or a guy, like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like a professional thing that they would be able to take the video and use it against you.
Yeah.
So she's, like, scared at this point. Also, the police are already, like, questioning her boyfriend's, like, morals / innocence and hers. So already she's like, do I trust the police? Whatever. I mean, you can pretty much get where she's probably a little bit coming from in that sense. I don't need to defend why she said no. I feel like that's pretty understandable. But now another incident in California happens. Totally separate, nothing to really do with Denise, but there's an attempted kidnapping. The father of the daughter the kidnapper was trying to kidnap, I guess. The father and the kidnapper got into an altercation because the father, saw that his daughter was about to be kidnapped in their own home. It was in their home. The father came in. The intruder came in, the kidnapper, tried kidnapping the daughter. The father, runs out, starts fighting with the kidnapper. Fighting. So much so that the father is bleeding now. He's in rough shape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he fights him off enough that the intruder runs away. He's like, bye. He leaves. So the dad successfully kind of fought off this. Oh, jeez.
I didn't check that.
Well, I don't want to hurt people's ears and fuck with people, but for my own safety.
Okay, that's
dead silent face. Anyway, okay. What I'm saying is, such a long story. The intruder goes in this house, tries kidnapping a daughter. The father fights off the intruder. So much so that the intruder darts away so fast. He's gone so fast that this mother effer forgets his goddamn phone. You sucker. You stupid idiot. That is so dumb. Like, you think you would put your phone in your pocket? I'm like giving a tutorial. I'm like, you keep your phone.
It's like WikiHow for how to kidnap.
It's like, that's the dumbest. Like, why would you take your phone out and like put it on the counter? You know what that's called? That's called you got cocky. Because you think you're going to get away with everything. Because you're a creepy little mother effer, huh? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to back me up. You got to say, and then it makes you, Okay. Anyway, so they forget their phone. The police department, which was completely different than the Vallejo, California police department, the one that Denise was whatever, the ones that didn't believe her and was investigating the kidnapping of Denise. This police department called a number on his phone. They're trying to figure out whose phone it is, right? So they're calling people, which is so weird. Imagine getting that call.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hello, who's this? Oh, this is blah, blah, blah. Who's this? Oh, we're trying to figure out whose phone this is because they kidnapped someone or tried to, and they failed because they're stupid and they left their phone on the counter, so the cops weren't calling to see who it is. I don't think that's what they said, but you know what I mean. It's just stupid. Anyway. So, of course, the number that they called was his mom. Whoever owned the phone, this is his mama. And his mama answered, he's like, oh yeah, this is my son's phone. Oh, does he still have that Winnie the Pooh case I got him in 2003? And they're like, no, ma'am, he just tried kidnapping someone. Your son is nuts. That's what they said. No, I can't lie anymore. That's not what they said. He didn't have a Winnie the Pooh case. Okay. I don't think anyone thought that was serious, but just to clarify. Anyway, so the police find out through the mom that this man who owns this phone is named Matthew Mueller. Or Mueller. Depends if you're a donkey or not. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was stupid. You're a hard laugh, man. Anyway, they find out that Matthew Mueller.
It just has to be funny.
What? Oh, so funny. Anyway, they find out that the man that owns this phone is a former Marine.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Harvard Law graduate. So he's like,
big brain.
Legally blonde, but legally...
Illegally kidnapping.
It's fucking creepy, yeah. Legally kidnapping, exactly. He has previous reports of suspect of sexual batteries and attempted R-word, which I still don't know if what words I can say, but I just said sexual batteries, so I'm just said it again. All right. So because this is obviously the intruder, because this was the phone left at the scene, unless someone confiscated this guy's phone and like used it for, I don't know what they would use it for, the police go to his house. And they arrest him there on the spot. And there's body cam footage if you want to see it. If you want to see it, okay? In this house that they go in, that they find him in, Matthew Mueller, whatever, they find a toy gun painted black with zip ties on it. The place is a mess. They walk in, the house is like, looks like someone ran through. Tarzan swung through naked with a big old gong, knocking everything over. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my head. He can't even hear me right now. He's not even in this conversation, but I thought that was interesting that I said that. Anyway, but the detective noticed, oh, praise be.
Praise be? What is this, Handmaid's Tale?
All of a sudden I become, what's her name? Serena. You just missed it. I just said the place was a mess. It looked like Tarzan ran through or swung through naked with his, and his thing was big. What?
It's not even funny.
Oh, okay. He still doesn't laugh. All right, anyway. So, please say chicken. Chicken, chicken. Wait, don't use that against me in the court of law. He goes, Kiko, biko, me, tika, do. I love that song. Anyway, then the detective... Oh, hi, Tibby. That's my cat. Then the detective noticed a piece of blonde hair attached to some goggles. What?
Yes, continue, please.
Sorry, I'm so slow at this. Okay, I need to figure out how to... But I feel like... I don't know, whatever. All right. This detective is a female, and I believe this was her first case. I think that she was doing the real stuff. So
fresh on the beat.
She's fresh on the books.
On the beat.
On the beat, but also the street and the books. She's getting paid.
Well, in order to be a detective, you usually have to be an officer for a while.
Yeah, but she's a detective now. Okay, whatever, yeah. She runs a local drug program at your local high school. That's not true. Not DARE. Not drug program. There's the DARE program, and then there's the drug program. I'm kidding. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. No vaping either. Okay. So this female detective, doesn't really matter that she's female. I don't know why, or I shouldn't even say, I don't think I'm supposed to use the word female, but she's a woman. Mm-hmm. But I think it's really cool that well, you'll see. She spent so much time investigating this case. She really believed, she followed through. A lot of people would just wipe their hands. I'm done for the day. My hours are, clocked in, whatever. She really went above and beyond, honestly, with what she came across. Because at the scene, they find a pair of goggles. Evidence, it's in the bag, whatever. The goggles have a piece of blonde hair attached to it. It's not the woman that he tried kidnapping. They don't know whose hair this belongs to, this blonde piece of hair. She then starts to try to find out whose hair it is. Okay? She then tries to... Oh, and then also at the scene, there's a white Mustang in the yard or the driveway, whatever. Mm-hmm. So she tries to figure out who this white Mustang belongs to. She calls the owner of the Mustang, basically asking, do you know who has your car? Was it stolen? Da-da-da. And the registered owner... in conversation, really has no idea who stole the car, but basically is trying to, help the detective out a little bit and says, have you heard of the Mare Island Creeper? And she's like, no, I haven't. And apparently there's this Mare Island Creeper, which is an island in California on whatever, and a bunch of students were being harassed by this creeper. This guy was like a peeping Tom. He was like the peeping Tom Mare Island Creeper. He was peeping through the college kids' windows, looking at them, and then running off. Like, he was just staring at them through the windows.
a proper creep.
Like a proper creep. Until students decided to follow this creeper to his house. That's bold.
Yeah.
They saw the creeper and they followed him.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
If he's a creeper, he's a coward.
Yeah. If you're a creeper, you're a coward. They follow him to his house. They find out who it was, and they reported him, right? And the man on the phone, the one that the detective called to find, the one that owned the white Mustang at the crime scene at Matthew Muller's house, who's telling her all this information about the Mare Island creeper, basically tells the detective that it happened around the same time as the Gone Girl case. So, he's like trying to point out the parallel here. And she's like, what do you mean, the Gone Girl case? And after trying to find out who this hair belongs to, she finds this case of a woman that had an incident happen to her in the past where someone broke in and told her she was going to be R-worded. But because the woman begged him not to, he basically was like, I can't do this. Just stopped right there. Like, all she just argued for her, please don't do this, and he basically was like, I can't do this. And on top of not doing it, he even gave her advice on how to prevent the likelihood of this happening to her from someone else in the future. You should get a dog, your alarm thingy. He's giving her advice like he's a consultant, like he's like an
an anti-burglar consultant.
And meanwhile, 5 minutes ago, he was about to ruin someone's entire... I mean, he probably already ruined it, but, like, he's probably... Like, he could have... Like, that messes people up.
Definitely.
Like, so the fact that he said that, like, he just... Like, it was like a turn of a switch. It's kind of crazy, like... I don't know. Sorry, I just get caught up on that because, like, I feel like a lot of these people as in criminals that do these, like, horrible things to other people, like, for power, I feel like a lot of them don't have the capacity to just, like, feel emotion, like, that quickly. Does that make sense? Like, it seems like you just tell him, like, please don't, like, whatever, and then he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's all.
It's like,
nonsense.
How did you get to the decision of doing it in the first place if you're so hesitant when someone's like, like, I don't know. It just seems interesting. I don't know. Whatever. That's just a whole other thing. I wonder if there's like a psychological study.
Into reality.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing, but it's interesting because Denise, her whole, I guess, thing was that she didn't want to give him the power. Like, she just wanted to be compliant, not freak out, not cry, not beg, not anything. Just be there. But then when she broke down, he just kind of was like, bye.
Bye.
Weird. I wonder if that's the, like, point. I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway. So anyway, essentially, this woman that, basically begged him not to do anything, and he didn't have blonde hair, though. So the detective continues to investigate and finds out about Denise and knows it perfectly matches Matthew Muller. So she calls Vallejo police, who tells her the FBI is handling it now and to call some agent, right? Mm-hmm. So she's like, finally, I found out who did it. I found out that he's done it to someone else, and I saw the hair on the goggles, and I'm finally getting justice for this woman who hasn't had justice, whose reputation, name has been tainted in the media. God knows how much it's tainted her, like, career, everything. Yeah. Like, her family, even her friends, like, who knows? So she's so excited that she finally gets to the bottom of it. She calls Vallejo police, like, okay, handing this off to another fellow detective. They're gonna figure it out. It's the police, blah, blah, blah. But the Vallejo police say, oh, the FBI is handling it now. We have nothing to do with it. You can call them. That's what they say. They don't say, oh, we'll pass your information. Thank you so much. They're like, call him, this FBI agent that's working on it. Meanwhile, do you know who the FBI agent is?
No.
You don't remember?
I remember.
For dramatic effect. The FBI agent that this detective had to pass on the information to, who, by the way, has been the FBI agent the entire time, was Miss Andrea, a.k.a. Aaron Quinn's ex-fiancé, new boyfriend. Right?
Yeah. So wonder why the smear campaign went on.
So, just to reiterate, in case anyone forgot, Aaron Quinn, Andrea were engaged. I know I've done this like 5 million times. They were engaged. Then we have Miss Denise. Aaron, Denise now are dating. Denise gets kidnapped. And who's investigating the whole gosh darn case? Was the Vallejo Police Department, but then
it was handed off to the
FBI.
Because it's a missing persons case.
And not just anyone in the FBI.
The ex-fiance's new boyfriend.
Crazy. Mic dropped. Sue them all. Game over.
She
dirty. Did she sue the FBI agent?
You can't sue the FBI, I don't think.
Damn it. You can't sue the That should be...
Maybe you can. I don't know.
I don't know if I should say this. I love the FBI. Thumbs up. By the way, I have a straight thumb. That's not supposed... Like, some people have hitchhiker thumbs where they go back. I have a straight thumb. Anyway, moving on.
She got a $2.5 million settlement with the Vallejo Police Department.
That is not enough.
That's just with the police department. And that just came out.
Ooh.
Oh, probably because of the whole,
I think she needs 10 million. 10 million.
I would take the media companies to the cleaners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did Netflix. I don't think she made a lot, probably.
One of the crazy things that I don't remember if you mentioned, but right when she was found, when the police did that press conference, they told the cop doing the press conference to smear her.
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't get there yet, but yeah. So basically, the water gun that they confiscated from, I guess, Matthew Mueller's home
was the same water gun that they found on the photos that were sent to the journalists that were sent to the police. It was the same water gun, the same goggles.
The kidnappers photographed and emailed this weapon, allegedly. They, took a picture of it. They emailed it off saying, she didn't do it. We're the kidnapper. She's not lying. And they found it in his house.
The crazier thing is, were there multiple perpetrators? Who pulled up to the house that required the video? There's a lot of mysteries to this that I don't think we don't have answers to. And it's interesting. I feel like the documentary, at least that we saw, kind of neglected to follow up.
Oh, yeah.
On that, at least.
Yeah. But I think just, it's crazy because...
Now...
Well, nearly 4 months... This was, sorry, I forgot to mention this, but after she was kidnapped, it took 4 months to kind of come to the conclusion that she's not lying. She could have been sued. She was probably about to be sued. The police department and the government, they were like, you wasted resources, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. They were, making their case. But because of this one detective, this one new detective who went above and beyond in her duties, who didn't just, finish the case that she was on and move on. She saw the evidence and she saw it through. So there's a blonde woman's hair on these goggles, and the woman that was kidnapped wasn't blonde. So whose hair is it? Instead of just, okay, bye. Mm-hmm. She looked into it, took the extra steps to, figure it out. And look, she, one, caught a freaking, he could have done it to many other people after this.
Yeah.
2, cleared Denise and Aaron's names and just gave hope and faith to humanity, I guess, basically. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. I don't know. She really was very inspiring to me, this woman that went above and beyond in her duties to clear their name. But anyway, so basically now we're at the end of the whole story.
Denise and Aaron are married.
Denise and Aaron are happily married, despite them only being dating 6 months prior to this whole situation. I feel like
something like this kind of brings you together.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say that's crazy because I feel like it could bring people apart, or it could bring you closer than ever.
Yeah.
And now they have children. they are, you know, whatever, but it's really kind of messed up because Matthew Mueller, this, you know.
To answer the goofy goober, yes, this is a true crime.
True crime, maybe.
But
basically, this is I know, it's really crazy. And
we've tried recording this how many times?
4 times. We've tried recording it. For some reason, we couldn't get it right on, like...
It's too confusing.
It's so confusing that every time we try to explain, or at least me, because I'm always like, I jump from one thing to the other. It's very hard for me to, like, say it concisely, because I want to explain it, and I'm trying to get other people's point of views, and if they're following it the right way, because I remember when it was portrayed on the documentary, it was like, hello? Did the power just go? It was just, when it was on the documentary, it, like, made sense, but they kind of portrayed it like he was doing it in the beginning, and then he wasn't doing it, so we were just trying to figure out the best way to say it, but, I don't know, I'm glad we did it, I guess. I'm glad we covered it, because it's a really crazy story, and it really
we did a lot of work for this.
It really just makes you think, like, I don't know. I mean, you have to trust in the law enforcement, obviously, but it really is kind of terrifying to know that they, you know, sought help in the law enforcement, which they were already hesitant to do. Aaron Quinn, at least, was hesitant to contact them because he was threatened by these people. That if he were to, something bad would happen, whatever. And then when he did, they didn't even believe him, and they tried pinning it on him.
Yeah. Classic.
And meanwhile, I forgot to say this little tidbit in the story.
Just to wrap it up.
At the end of this, the detective, the police, the Vallejo, whatever, he got an award that year.
Detective Mustard was his name. We didn't even go
Detective Mustard. Despite him literally finding out nothing, despite him accusing someone potentially ruining their life if the other information never came out. Ruining her life for at least 5 months.
Yep.
So, and then he was awarded